Hey everyone, so moving on now from my time badge unboxing, I've now got another 01 EDC thing to open, and I wonder if it's going to be as difficult to open as the last one with the ridiculously tight sleeves. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Easy peasy. It took me way too long with the last one. Anyway, so you may be wondering why on earth I've bought another pop. Well, I wasn't entirely happy with the colourway of the titanium. I love this fidget, I really do. It is shot right up there to like one of my favourites, alongside the wrapped and Metal Toys DZ Top C. It's worn in. I would say these do have a bit of a break-in period, so this sort of throwdown motion I wasn't initially impressed with, because you had to put quite a lot of effort behind it. But actually, the more I've used it, the easier it's got. Doesn't really take much effort now anyway. And when you've got a lanyard as well, you can kind of use that as a pivoting point as well. And then it, you know, it kind of, its own weight will make it flare out, which is great. I've got a is it tritium, however it's pronounced, tube in there. It's ice blue. Obviously it's daylight at the moment, so you can't really see. And I luckily haven't had any quality control issues with mine so far. Touch wood. But other people have. People have, you know, these little bits have fallen out. This patch has fallen out. The 0 or the 1 has fallen out on other people's. I've seen evidence of that on the groups, and that's a shame. I really wish they would, you know, get better with their quality control, because it's Mackie Lynn, isn't it? I think it's come over from Mackie. You know, I never had a problem with my CP3 by Mackie. But I know right from the get-go with 01 EDC, they had problems with quality control with their first sliders they were putting out. So they need to get better. That's all I'm saying. So if you're considering something from 01 EDC, they make fantastic products. I'm really impressed with this in particular. I'm really impressed with the time badge that I've just unboxed. But you know, in a couple of weeks, is that going to fall off? Those decals, you know, I don't like that. I mean, yes, you can glue them back on, and in my video for the time badge, you'll see that I got given glue by G1. So, is that them preempting quality control issues with 01 EDC products? I mean, that's... It's nice that was included, but it's not. I'm trying to think of words today. It's just not great. it doesn't bode well. I'll put it that way. So I can only assume that, you know, this was sent by G1, that it wasn't included with the 01 EDC packages. But as I've bought 2. And because people have had problems with the Pop 2.0, as he just sent this as a kind of like a safeguarding against complaints. I don't know. In any case, it wouldn't be G1's fault. We'll put it that way. But anyway, let's open it up. So we've seen what's in here before, because I've done an unboxing for that. So you get... Just quickly, you get a tool, you get some spare balls, bearing, screw, and a spring. Did I get a spare screw in the last one? Oh, and the little brass cap. I can't remember, but and there's some stickers. So anyway, I didn't really, I wasn't entirely happy with this colourway. I didn't want stainless steel because it has a brass patch on it, and I don't like patina metals. Although then I say that, and then I bought this bead, but I don't really have to touch the brass, if at all, or that much. But yeah, the blue and gold, I'm not a gold person. I'm not really much of a blue person. I like blue, but yeah, not overly impressed. But because I love this fidget so much, and I will literally just pretty much do this all the time. I love it. It's just so addictive. I just thought, you know what, I love it so much, get the Zirc. Because last time I got something in Zirc, it was a major disappointment. That was the Magic Play T3, who, as far as I'm concerned, also have terrible quality control. Or at least judging from my own experience, because it was damaged in 2 places straight out of the box, brand new. And obviously I've got a video on that. That was my first foray into Zirc, and I wasn't very happy, because Zirc costs more. It's not always within my budget, but I've been selling fidgets to make way for fidgets. I love this so much, I just thought that Zirc does look pretty. Especially when people were posting it on the group, so a couple of other people got Zirc, and I tell you what, it is pretty. And I guess I'm boring, I like black. I like black and silver. Got lanyard on there again, loosely done, but I think, again, it's just because maybe you can tighten it up yourself, which I would recommend you do if you're going to use it. But I guess you can undo it if you want to, so they've done it quite loose. Obviously mine's number 94, it looks like. I've got a 4 again. I didn't click straight away. That's brilliant, because one thing I really like, I know 4 is not a lucky number in China. I think it's because it's associated with death or something. I think I looked it up briefly, or a friend looked it up for me. I got 146 with this, and I love the fact that on the fidget itself it says 1x6, because the titanium and the Zirc ones are limited. So I love the fact that I've got another one with a 4 in it. I'm not a superstitious person. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that, because I really did like that. Because I think as long as I'm happy with the Zirc one, I'll be selling this. Because I can't, there's no point in keeping 2. I need to get some more, a little bit more money back, so I will be selling that, but it'll have to be UK only because I've put the tritium in there. But yeah, I'm super pleased. I've got another number with a 4 in it, so I've got that 09X out of 150. That is awesome. I'm super pleased with that. I'm more than happy to have an unlucky number. Now, on the site, this didn't look glossy. I thought it was a kind of matte Zirc, like a blasted Zirc, but it's not. It's a kind of satin gloss, which I'm not 100% about, to be honest, but it just looks gorgeous. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Works just like the titanium one. Obviously there's not going to be that much difference, just really aesthetics. But that, obviously it's heavier as well. But I'm much happier with this colour scheme. Normally I wouldn't be so extravagant, but I cannot express enough just how much I love the Pop 2.0. It is one of my favourites now. It's an excellent fidget. It's just been so fun to use. Now I tend to use it in my left hand, like all the time. I hardly ever use it in my right. The only thing with using it in your left hand, it's not as easy to do the throw down motion. You kind of have to do it that way, because obviously that's the way it's going to go. It flares out to the left, but it's doable, but it's not satisfying as just that. So sometimes I'll be walking around the house just literally doing that. I've noticed when I fidget, I'm a drummer, have been since I was about 13 years old. I usually try and do it in a rhythm as well, with the different sounds, so that may explain why I like a lot of fidgets. But yeah, these are just so brilliant. Quality control issues aside, because they do have issues, luckily I've not had an issue with mine. I hope I'm not going to have an issue with this one. They are fantastic. I think probably the best fidget I've had in quite a long time. Yeah, a long time. So there's just a comparison again with my Wrapped. Almost on par, size-wise. And let's have a weigh. So I can't remember how much the titanium one was. It was something like 50 something grams. Of course I've got the bead on it now. Yeah, it's just going to completely throw it off. And I haven't left this. I can't get that off without cutting it or undoing it. So the Zirc is heavier at 78 grams. In fact, I've still got the box for the tie here. Oh no, it's something more about 40 grams or something, I think. I'm not sure. It'll be in the previous video on the Pop 2, which I will I'll link in the bottom. But yeah, it's quite a lot heavier, but it's not as heavy as a stainless steel, which is probably in the 90 gram range at a guess. This is a stainless steel time badge, and this is why I got the colour scheme. When I was keeping this, when I hadn't thought about getting the Zirc, I was tempted to get the blue time badge. Not because I liked the blue, but it was titanium, and it would kind of match. If the shades were kind of the same. I can't tell from the photos. Because even this looks different kind of blue. It's almost like a blurple kind of colour. It's actually really nice. It looks different in different lights. Sometimes it looks more blurple, sometimes it looks more blue. It is attractive, but just not my thing. So I'm glad I didn't get the titanium time badge. I'm glad I waited, because I kind of wanted them to match. So I didn't want to get a Zirc one of these, but this stainless steel panda colour, I thought that's close enough. The black and kind of silvery colour. Yeah. This is excellent. I'm very impressed with this. I still need to open it up. But 01 EDC are putting out some really cool stuff at the moment, by the looks of it. I wasn't interested in the Pop 1.0, but I do like this. So, yeah, there it is. Now you'll notice there's gaps between the plates. Now I have had some people ask me, you know, has this scratched up, like, between the plates? And no, it hasn't. Other people have had really horrible scrape marks, and all I can imagine is that either there's something wrong with how it's been assembled, but really those plates shouldn't touch. There is a gap. It's very minuscule, but they shouldn't touch. So, you know, check every now and then, make sure you haven't got something caught in there as well. I mean, I've taken this apart quite a few times. In fact, I could, just for demonstration, take this one apart. So they give you everything you need. take it apart. Put these out of the way. So you've got the main screw on the back. Better to open it when it's fanned out, because the magnets are repelling and you don't want stuff going everywhere. So I've just felt the larger piece of the other end of this, well, I guess the female end of that screw to fall out, so that just drops out. That's got a little bearing on it as well, and you'll notice that this is notched on the end. Now that is important. That was the best place to show you. See, it's got a little bit of a flat edge here, so that's important because of the way it has to fit back in. So at the moment it's still all in one piece, but if I'll do it from the back, or shall I? Hang on, let's do it from the front. So there we go. Very carefully take off those first two ones. We've got the ball and the brass cap there. Very hard to see because it's black. And then the spring has come out, but it's just attached itself to the magnets, which is fine, it does that. And I'd rather it did that than flew off somewhere. I'm just going to get my tweezers. Where's my ceramic tweezers? There they are. So often the brass cap kind of gets stuck to the ball. And I will suggest as well that when you first get it, after a session of fidgeting with it, take it apart and clean it, because like with most mechanical fidgets, you do get a bit of debris in there. They get better with time as they wear in. It doesn't need a lot of breaking in, say not like the Mock Groove. It is quite usable for the majority of the time, but I would suggest just opening it up and cleaning it, giving it a clean after you've had a good fidgeting session with it. I've maybe opened this up a few times to actually clean it. It goes back together actually quite easily. So I start with the bottom plate, the bit with the lanyard attachment. Put the middle plate on there. Okay. Then I put a ball in, and you can literally just slot it into that hole and it's not going to go anywhere. It is in there, you can't see because it's black. And then you want to put the brass cap on, but you want the so the dish part of the cap obviously around the ball. So I'm going to be putting it down like that. Now it's turned, I can see, you won't be able to see. It has turned in there, but I've got some very fine tweezers. I can literally just, oops, gone around the wrong way. Let's get it out again. Right, try again. It is a little bit fiddly, but it's not the worst. So the ball's gone in, cap's turned around again. Come on. Oh, it would be more finicky when I'm trying to do it for a video. There we go. So the flat side of the cap is pointing upwards, and the bold side of the cap is facing downwards on the ball. Now the next bit is tricky. We put the spring in. Now sometimes it will get attached to the magnet, but you just got to kind of push it down and it will be sticking out. I don't want to tip it too far, but it sticks out a bit there. And what you want to do is balance the ball on top of it. Now this is a bit that I'm going to have to do off camera, because you need to not slap it like violently, but you need to put this down in one go in the right place, because those magnets could potentially pull out the screw. So there's a little cat hair attached there. Yeah, the ball could go flying or whatever, so we want the ball to land in the track in the right position, which should be on the furthest, yes, so the furthest left indentation there. So what I do is I actually do this at eye level, so I hold it up eye level so that I can see where the ball is when I put this down. And I'm going to have to do that now off camera, because if I try and do it any other way, I know I'm going to mess it up. And you can do it gently, it doesn't need to slap down. There we go, gently, and it's done, it's in. So right, this, remember that notch we were talking about before? There is a little notch in here. Probably didn't show you. I wonder if I can show you. Oh, I'd have to take it all off again. Let's take the spring out. Okay, let me show you. Should have done this first, but never mind. So you'll notice here there's a flat area here. So that notch in the, I guess what I'd call this, the female part of the screw, has got to line up. It's really hard to show because everything's black. But it's got to line up with that. So you've got to put this piece in the right way. So let's quickly do that all again. Long piece. Sorry, I should have shown you in the first place. Right, that's gone in fine this time. Sorry, I'm a little off camera. I'm just trying to quickly do this to show you. So it's not hard to take apart at all. It's not intimidating. So I've got that balanced on there. I'm literally going to put it to eye level. There we go. So there we go. It's back together. You know, I'm not holding it under tension because the magnets in that position attract. When you push it all closed, they're repelling, which is what makes it do the, I guess it wants to fan out. So let's put this back. So that flat bit was along here. So that notch is going to be at the bottom. Now it should, there we go, it's in. Kind of, it pushes in. Once it levels up with that straight bit, it will kind of click as it goes in, because it just matches up. And then we can put this screw in the back. And this tool isn't bad that comes with it, it's okay. I've got a Weeha Torx tool anyway, which I prefer to use, but you can use everything that's in the package. And what I do is I just kind of hold this as tight as possible on the back with my finger and just make that tight. And it's back together. Or it would be if I'd done it correctly. Okay, that's hilarious, isn't it? But the one time when I show on a video, I don't get it back together right. I've never had that problem before. I think the last ball that I put in wasn't actually sitting in the track as well as I thought I had put it. So yeah, my apologies. That is what we call in the UK sod's law. Okay, so it's just typical that when I'm showing on a video that I completely mess it up. But anyway, this video is getting long, especially for a fidget that I've already unboxed. I will do like a proper review at some point. As you can see, it is easy to take apart. It's not intimidating at all. I love the fact that you can put tritium in there, and I can actually decide on a colour. So I've actually bought green and white from Twisted Assisted in the UK to just try loosely in there to see which looks better. It's not going to show up on camera very well. I think that's the white. I think it's too bright here at the moment. Yeah, it's not going to show on camera very well. That's the green. So I need to make a decision on what colour to put in. And that gets put in with UV adhesive, or UV curing adhesive. This, I highly recommend this fidget. Just if you're not willing to potentially deal with any issues in terms of quality control with things coming off, decals coming off, then maybe this fidget isn't for you, and maybe just steer clear of 01 EDC until, you know, reports of that has died down and they've sorted themselves out. But I'm not saying I know how to, you know, a better way to fix these, you know, nice details in, but I haven't had an issue with any of my other fidgets, and I haven't seen that many issues of other fidgets. So, you know, I've got here, so I've got the Louty. I've had this for a long time now, a year, and this is perfect. Nothing's fallen out. I don't have anything else here with a decal on it, but you know, there must be some way of ensuring a better seal, or do something else, you know. Maybe don't have glue in decals. I really don't know. I'm not an expert, but I really like what they're doing. These are fantastic fidgets, and yeah, this is up there with my Wrapped, the Pop 2.0. You know, if you can accept the fact that maybe there might be some quality control issues and you may have to, you know, re-glue in, you know, a plate or a bit of detail, then if you can live with that, then it's worth it. If you don't want to deal with that kind of aggro, just don't get one. There are other fidgets out there as well, but you know, I've been fine so far with what I have. Only time will tell, but you know, just keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, a little comparison again with the wraps, although I think I've done this already in the other video. I need to shut up now. I'm gonna go unbox some more stuff, and then I'm going to enjoy this because I've been so looking forward to getting this. I'm really pleased. I got the Zirc. The only other thing in Zirc I have, which is around my neck at the moment, is the Louty Strawberry Crash, which I also absolutely adore. That's just got a little bit of Zirc on it. I probably would have preferred if the Zirc finish was a bit more like this, where it's not glossy. But, you know, it's still beautiful and I love it and I'm glad I got it. So, yeah. Let's know what you think. You know, have you got a Pop 2.0? Have you had any quality control issues? You know, if you've got one, what do you think of it? How do you find it as a fidget? Is it, you know, is it something you really like, or are you not that wowed by it? Let me know. So I will also say, just as another caveat, I did try, in my titanium version, I did try putting the other brass cap in so that I had one on either side, so for both balls. It wasn't great. It was really hard to push. It wasn't pleasant at all. So the way it comes stock is actually really good. So I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to unbox some more stuff. Any questions, leave them down below, and take care of yourselves.